Zeppelin is the name of a channel that mysteriously popped up out of nowhere in everyone's YouTube recommended feed, specifically this one video titled Nothing, actually. The title is completely blank, and the content itself, as you saw, is someone clad in a red robe with a black wig and white mask as they play the piano. Everything about this video is a mystery. What it could mean, why everyone had it in the recommended feed, how the title could be missing, and who exactly is this person playing the piano. Even the song itself is currently unidentified. Not much is known from this video, but from what we can gather from the two videos uploaded on this channel, we can assume a couple of things. Firstly, let's examine the video itself a bit closer. Notice the 1 in the background? It's flipped, actually, meaning the video itself must have been mirrored. Some people have even speculated that the video itself is actually reversed, but it doesn't seem like that's the case, even though some people pointed out the hair at the beginning seemingly being tugged, yet when it's played in reverse, it kind of seems like it's being blown forwards, but I personally don't think it is being played in reverse. Everything just seems to be correct, the playing of the piano and everything. Accounting for the fact that the video itself is mirrored, I don't really think it's been altered in any other way. One thing that does stand out though, aside from the missing title, is the fact that the video's location is set to hell in all capitals. Obviously, anyone can set their location to be set anywhere in the world, so this was likely just added to the video's mystique as a way to creep out new viewers. When it comes to info on the video, that seems to be all there is to it, aside from the one other video that's just as confusing but nowhere near as popular as the untitled video. There isn't much we can do with this info, so obviously there's only one thing to do. Wayback Machine, baby. Because this channel has existed since way back in 2020, that tells us that there's a chance this wasn't the only video uploaded, but there are in fact other videos that could have possibly been uploaded in the past but are now deleted. Using the URL, we can find that there was in fact another video uploaded there in the past, but that's not all. The channel itself was actually called something completely different: No Feet Mailman. Without beating around the bush, these two bits of info are also going to lead us to dead ends. Well, sorta. This one video is literally just a song written by Butch Baby, and the title is the name of the song. However, the tail end of this title explains that this song is extended. The description claims it's not written by the uploader, and the location, instead of hell, says transgender. Going back to the name of the channel, prior to being Zeppelin, it was No Feet Mailman, and the only result of this name was found from a song made by the band Rain on Fridays. In fact, that's pretty much the only result that pops up, but this could just be misdirection on the channel's part, as they've already made a reference to an underground indie song in one of their videos, and that title might be related to said song. Though just to be safe, I emailed the band behind this song to see if they're related to the channel in any way, and unfortunately I got no response. Now, I'm not totally ruling out that this band is in no way related to this whole mystery, but this is one of the only ties that this channel has, really, at all. Though I fail to see why exactly this channel would make this video and not come out to promote something from the band. Regardless, without any tangible threads, we're going to just have to leave this one connection alone. The next big connection I saw mentioned was about the Swiss comedian slash actor slash artist who was apparently thrown in this entire search, as she resembles many of the traits that is shown in this one video. But before we get into that, I think it's important to mention that I currently don't know how people have found her. At this point, the only mention of her connection was through a German TikToker who was also investigating this. Check him out in the description, by the way. Even if you don't speak German, TikTok auto-translates her German to English or whatever your native language is. Or you don't. I don't know. By the time you watch this, TikTok might have already been obliterated, so there's no skin off my bone. Anyways. The person who made this TikTok found the artist named Helenka, and Helenka does all sorts of things, including and not limited to experimental music videos, one of which has herself in a black wig and a sensor bar over her eyes. A black wig that looks eerily similar, if not identical, to the one seen in the Zeppelin video. The similarities don't end there though, as Helenka is also a prolific piano player, and the music she plays in this one video sounds a lot like the improvised piece shown in Zeppelin's video. Not only this, but because Helenka is someone who spends a lot of time in a theater, and I mean, just taking a quick glance at her website, you can see she has several shows upcoming, even some going all the way to 2025. It's easy to assume that she can just take this footage whenever she wants at any venue she's at, which is likely a stage/theater. Combining all of this with the fact that she's a surrealist artist, it's very easy to come to the conclusion that this may in fact be Helenka, and that this is all some big project of hers. Or it could be just something she's doing for fun. The question as to why is irrelevant really, as it's all for the sake of being surreal, as she's done before. Still, without 100% confirmation, we really can't be too certain. Yet that leaves one more question that's open for interpretation. Why did so many people watch this video? Honestly, the answer to that is much more unclear, but if I were to come up with the most logical and maybe the most boring answer, I'd say it's because it's a curious video. I mean, come on. If you suddenly saw this in your recommended list, you'd click too. A video of a person with a mask and a red gown in front of a piano with literally no title attached to it. It's so odd that it tempts anyone who has any shred of curiosity. And I am willing to bet that the 1 million people or more that watch that video are all probably most likely into horror media or spooky mystery junk. Like my videos. Hi, how you doing? I'm making videos again. Seriously, for real this time. I swear to God. Got a bunch of cool shit coming up. Make sure to be a patron on my Patreon to see what that's all about. Okay, anyways, sorry. At the end of the day, this video was just honestly a lucky thing that happened. It's a plan that surprisingly worked. The video is short enough for anyone to just watch, just being a couple of seconds long, and just mysterious enough to have people wanting to share it with others. It's a perfect recipe and it worked. Not only that, but from what I heard, YouTube is making a bigger push in making smaller channels more popular nowadays. And I mean, come on, tell me that isn't true. I'm sure most of us lately have noticed more and more smaller channels getting fed into our recommended feed lately. Channels that otherwise not get any attention. This new algorithm shift helps channels like Zeppelin find an unsuspecting audience out of nowhere, to grow from pretty much nothing. Nothing, of course, but a strange title, a weird thumbnail, and an odd little tune that will keep you curious for as long as this mystery is available. Who knows what'll happen? Who knows if we'll ever find out if someone is going to come out and say that they're the owner of this channel. But for now, it remains as its own entity. And honestly, I kind of hope we never figure out who did this.
Thank you for calling the Fun Dragon Wings Happy Zone. Located off of State Highway 687, just 4 miles past Jeepers Seekers Blueberry Farm, the Fun Dragon Wings Happy Zone offers a multitude of fun and events for the whole family. Enjoy a fun-filled day in the swings and on a tilt-a-whirl, or cool off on an exhilarating ride on the zoomy, splashy water slide. We have pony rides, a petting zoo, a weekly knit-your-own mittens club, and a weekend marble rolling contest for all ages. There are rides and splashies for everyone. Wow! Satiate your munchies at our dragon-themed food court. Feast on offerings such as pizza, funnel cakes, and popcorn. Or chow down on our famous dragon flame grilled burgers and hot dogs. So, come on out and join us, because the Dragon Wings Happy Zone is a roaring good time. Roar!
At the tone, please record your message.
What if I told you there was a theme park for kids that only existed in a parallel universe? Would you believe me? If you do, then get some help. You fucking psychopath, what's wrong with you? No, but seriously, get help. No, but seriously, this voicemail belongs to a non-existent place called Fun Dragon's Wings Happy Zone, that's a mouthful, located on State Highway 687, right past a blueberry farm of some sorts. Yet looking up anything relating to this one particular amusement park or whatever it is yields nothing. Nothing but this Reddit post in which this was originally posted. Submitted by BeanMan25, they allegedly found this while just randomly looking for odd numbers, inspired by the Weird Number subreddit, and then stumbled across this number. As stated before, this theme park, or whatever it is, doesn't exist anywhere. There's literally 0 results. Hell, even the location this is in is questionable. There is one 687 highway, but that's found in Ohio. What the skibbity? But there isn't any mention of a park or anything nearby. Same with Florida. State Road 687 sure exists, and that doesn't have anything. And also, Interstate 687 was something that could have existed, but doesn't exist right now. It was a proposed highway that just doesn't exist. It never was completed or even started. Even the Blueberry Farm, which could be either Jeepers Creepers, Blueberry Farm, Jeepers Creekers, or Jeepers Seekers, it's hard to kind of hear it, mostly Jeepers Seekers, it doesn't exist. Just to make things extra sure, by the way, I tried looking up if Jeepers Creepers, the movie franchise that is, has a reference to a blueberry farm or something, and there was none. Even the newest reboot film had no reference to a farm, though I genuinely was kind of like geeking out for a second when I was watching the movie and they were in a farm, and I was just like, oh, holy shit, they're gonna say this is the Jeepers Creepers farms, isn't it? Oh my god. No. Like, I just like wasted time watching this movie. It's terrible. It's awful. Don't watch it. It's a reboot. It's awful. Seriously, don't watch it. Listen, I'll give you major spoilers right now about this fucking mini mystery that I got going on with you. There is pretty much nothing we can talk about when it comes to Fun Dragon Happy Wing Zone. It is genuinely an enigma. There is nothing in this reality that is attached to this non-existent amusement park. So while we can't figure out what the origins of this number is, nor what the deal is with this place, we can at the very least analyze the finer details, starting with the number itself. Right off the bat, there's just nothing special about the number itself. In fact, just as I was recording these lines, I tried calling the number again, and now there's kind of nothing there anymore. The Fun Dragon Happy Wing Zone voicemail now leads to nothing. Even though I did call it in the past on stream and I did get that same voicemail, literally nothing shows up now. That's interesting to me because that kind of indicates that someone owned this number and knew about its rise on some forum somewhere online. No doubt multiple people had called this number and maybe even left some voicemails, but because it had some smidgen of attention, and because this person or maybe company didn't want people finding out about their secret number, they decided to remove the number entirely. Allegedly, if you press star during the automatic message, it brought you to a part of the call where you're supposed to enter a PIN. And when you put the PIN 7627, which spells out roar, you'd have been told your voicemail count has been disabled. Please contact your system administrator. Thank you for using the message service. Goodbye. This could indicate that the PIN is an administrator PIN, a really badly hidden one, belonging to whoever owns this number. The person who tried this said that they were told that the account is disabled now, and when someone else tried using the PIN again, it just didn't work. Further emphasizing that someone out there, as in the owner of the number itself, knows that people found it, which could explain why the number doesn't work anymore. This number, by the way, is generic. Anyone can just buy this number for advertising or anything, like right now. I don't think it's being used for anything. It doesn't seem to be in service anyways. Though it does allegedly have a history of being linked to an old Petco number, and apparently the number has existed since around 1997, which doesn't really tell us much other than what I already confirmed, just a number that you can buy for whatever purposes. But that just confused me even more. Why buy a number if you're not going to advertise anything? I mean, just listen to the message again. There's pretty much no mention of anything, really. No schedule, opening dates, closing times, customer support, and the activities? A weekly make your own mittens club, a petting zoo, a pony rides. Speaking of rides, the only rides that they had were a tilt-a-whirl and a water slide. That's about it? Oh yeah, and a weekend marble rolling contest. What the skibbity? This leads me to believe, in my personal opinion, that Either this belongs to an ARG that was found prematurely, though that's unlikely and I'll explain why in a bit, or this is just an Easter egg to a yet-to-be-released project. Now, these aren't mutually exclusive to each other. It's possible that it can be both, but an ARG to some online horror series, I somewhat doubt that. Mainly because, well, it just sort of seems random, and I'd figure people who'd found this would have honestly uploaded their series by now, but there's no connection to anything as far as I know. Now more than ever, ARGs and analog horrors with ARGs in them are at an all-time high, and integrating fake numbers into your stories is a somewhat common trope nowadays. It wouldn't shock me that it would belong to an online horror series, but I think it's safe to assume it's not. The fact that it was removed even convinces me of that, because why go through the trouble of buying a phone number to use for your online horror and then take it down when people find it? It's a lot of trouble, which leads me to believe this is a secret that nobody should have found, leading to my second theory of this belonging as some sort of Easter egg for a piece of media, like say a video game or a movie. It's likely production isn't complete for this project and people found it, which would have jeopardized said project's existence. It's a long shot, I'll admit, and it's based solely on an assumption, but honestly, assumptions is all we have. Do I have to say it again? There's nothing here. Nothing but possibly a glimpse into a reality not of our own. A place where perhaps there was a dragon-based theme park for all ages, in a place that doesn't exist, but currently exists there, all the way over there, where we can't see them, but they can see us.